Hi, I'm Valerie Engelhart, and in this video I am going to be doing a different way of painting by putting my paint from the tube directly onto my hot press paper and smudging it all around using lots of water. I'm not trying to make an even wash. If anything, I want it to be a loose, messy, textured wash. The color I'm using is Daniel Smith Bloodstone Genuine, which I picked for two reasons. One, this is going to be a spooky painting in celebration of October and Halloween, and this color also lifts really beautifully, which is part of why I picked it. In this scene, I've picked up a synthetic filbert brush because what I'm doing now that the paint has been dried is I am scrubbing it off the surface. I am lifting it up so I get my light values. So I know I've really rushed into this, but what I did was I put my mid-tone just all over the paper, and now I am just scrubbing out shapes to create my light values. And I'm just going to go on and keep scrubbing and dabbing it with a cloth, keep scrubbing, dab with that paper towel. And because this is hot press paper and because this particular pigment is the way it is, so definitely test your colors before using them, but Bloodstone Genuine lifts very well. So scrub, lift, that's what I'm doing here. Now this painting is inspired by the 2023 Inktober prompt Beast. And so when I read Beast, I was like, the Beast? Okay, let's go extra spooky. And, well, there I go. So the idea is, as I've already said, I'm lifting out all of my light values, and then what I'm going to do is go in with some pigment and then put in my dark values. So this is obviously taking a while, this scrubbing, but it's a lot faster than trying to intricately paint negatively. Also, here's where I'm testing myself to see how well I can freehand a circle. The answer is good enough. So at this point I am going in with my dark values, so just some fresh pigment, nice and dark and thick. I think some people use the milk way of defining, so this would be like heavy whipping cream, maybe whole milk, but something very thick, very dark. And I'm just sticking with the Bloodstone Genuine. So I'm using a synthetic brush, and it's nice and soft, this brush, because I don't want to lift any more paint, but I do want to get some soft gradations as if I'm looking at shadows and stone. So I'm just going through, looking at my reference image and seeing where are the darkest darks, so I can go put those in, and then if I need to lighten it, I'm just going to gently drag the pigment out. That way it creates a better sense of form, because paintings, you know, if you really want to create depth, you really need your three values, your light, your medium, your dark. But just having 1, 2, 3 can be a bit graphic, which in some cases is great, but in other cases you want a little more variation, shades of gray, if you will. So that's what I'm going for here, is I do want a little bit of variation in my lights and my darks. But I do want things overall to remain kind of dark, gray, desolate, and I really want it to be spooky. Alright, at this point I forgot to turn on my camera for the start of it, but to amp up the freaky factor, I wanted to add blood on this emblem. So I picked up some Daniel Smith. This one would be the cadmium red hue. I picked that one because it's a little more opaque, kind of sits on top, and I thought it almost looked like that old 80s style, like bucket of blood kind of a look, just to make it a little more campy. I really enjoy those older horror movies. Alright, and lastly, I've tipped up the painting and I'm squeezing the pigment from my brush to create a drip effect, and then just letting it slide down the paper. And here's the finished painting. If you like it, go ahead and give me a like, and if you want to see more, subscribe to this channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again next week. Bye!